Hello, hello, hello again, and welcome back to Chaotic Minds. As always, it is me, Winged,
And a midget.
and we are officially we are on track and we've been making sure that we've been handling this and doing this and making time for this, and I'm so proud of us.
Yay.
But don't sound too excited.
I'm still not awake.
Don't give me that. So, um, I want to say this before we start getting into our topics and whatnot. I've really been enjoying and really liking how we're doing this now, like recording wise, because it makes
Yeah.
things a lot easier, and we're not having to like stop like mid sentence or rush through something. We can just go,
It feels a little more relaxed, that's for sure.
and it allows for a better flow.
Flow.
So, with that being said, what is going on? What's new, Pussycat?
Start my new job on the 21st.
Yeah, like super excited about that.
I am currently trying to get a hold of my sperm donor
Eh,
to try to figure out W the fuck happened and why he was sent to the VA hospital.
yeah.
Because even though I may not like the man, I am still his next of kin.
Or one of.
No, I am literally the next of kin in all of his paperwork, all of his hospital stuff. If any decisions have to be made, her is not allowed to make decisions. I am the one with all the decision making.
Which is funny because you haven't seen the man in how many years, and it's still he hasn't put into his like will or anything, or he hasn't have any sort of directive with
Oh, he has an advance directive. He has a will. She just doesn't know about it.
that you are aware of.
Oh, no. I have talked with a sibling that is all but in constant communication with our dad.
Your brother.
And no, I'm not talking about the youngest. I'm talking about the middle child.
Your brother.
Yeah. But he speaks to our dad more regularly, and what she fails to realize is the house, the car, and the land that the house is on, whatnot, is hers.
Yeah.
But if something happens to him, his flag is mine, and I'll be damned if she gets it.
Yeah.
For two, all of his memorabilia and all that stuff from his time in the military is mine.
Mm.
I'll be damned if she gets hold of that. My mom's recipe books, which shouldn't even be anywhere near that woman, are mine.
That's if she doesn't destroy them.
Oh, if she destroys them, I'll kill her.
No, you won't.
Oh, yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
When some of these recipe
No.
books that my mom created are signed by the top chefs in the world.
No. You won't.
Yeah. I might actually
Maim? Beat?
create an accident.
Maim or beat? Sure, that's one thing.
You're right. I don't have the heart to kill anybody, no matter how much I despise them. Damn it. But no, I mean, I am trying to navigate dealing with that because, like you said, I haven't spoken to the man, and Haley was 3, the last time I spoke to him, and
So 12 years.
she's 14 now. Yeah, it's about 12 years,
No.
almost 13 years. All because I have children of different racial backgrounds. My oldest he's a straight white boy.
White.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. You know, someone my dad
can blend in with a snowstorm.
Someone my dad's family
Would approve of.
would approve of. My other two children, they get left on the back burner because they're part Hispanic, part Native American, which is really weird because my dad's Native American. So is the rest of my family. But that's another thing that we won't get into. But, like, racism in that family is, like, to the
Rampant.
extreme.
Yeah.
And they've always tried to take my oldest away from me because I'll never take care of my other two my
Your
oldest
white baby.
because he's the white baby and I married a Hispanic man and all that da 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 da.
I am
yeah.
not Hispanic, by the way. I am not the Hispanic man that she is referring to. That happens to be husband number 1. Ex-husband number 1.
I was gonna say, did you forget how many times I've been married?
No.
You need to drink more. You're coffee.
Yeah. Anyways,
So
you have a topic.
yeah.
I have the beginnings of one. So let's go ahead and start with yours, and then if mine fully develops while we're talking, we can talk about mine.
Trolls.
And we're not talking
And not
like
the mythical creatures.
not the ones that hide under a bridge. No, we're talking like internet trolls, social media trolls, people in general that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, kind of trolls.
And that doesn't mean just strangers from the internet. That means it can be your own family.
I mean, I'm a bit of a troll. Let's face it. Like when
You fuck with your brothers just because you can fuck with your brothers.
well, there's that, and then the guys
oh yeah.
on Destiny, I'll fuck with them because we are.
No,
in that
I'm
Discord group.
talking internet trolls that are only out to say something to hurt other people.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Those are more I don't know,
jackasses.
ogres, orcs, something to that extent.
Well, it's been a hot topic lately, and you know, for me, who's not the prettiest crayon in the box, and the fact that
But you are a crayon.
yeah,
I'm more of a colored pencil.
I constantly have, like, part of the reason why I don't post as many videos or things like that to TikTok anymore,
Chelfies.
selfies, anything like that, is because of my broken teeth. And it's nothing to do with me just not giving a shit or doing drugs or anything like that, because trust me, if I was on drugs, y'all would know it.
It has something more to do with the fact that when you were younger, you didn't get enough calcium.
Well, it's not even that I didn't get enough calcium, because I drank milk all the time. My mouth was overcrowded.
No. You didn't drink milk. You drink milk.
No, I drank milk. I was forced to drink whole milk until I was like 18.
Okay, good.
But
Whole
no,
milk
it
is
has
the best
nothing to do with the amount of calcium I was getting, because I was drinking milk the whole time. Rather it be cow's milk or goat's milk or
Which I want to try, by the way.
no.
Yeah.
It's gross.
You think a lot of things that I like are gross.
No, trust me on this. It's a very expensive, gross item.
Anyways.
Anyway, it has everything to do with the fact that my mouth was so overcrowded when I was younger. Well, with the size of my upper jaw.
Yeah.
And my sperm donor was more concerned with drinking and smoking cigars and going and hanging out or with my uncle, or my uncle coming over to hang out and leaving me in the care of my cousin. We won't go into that
again.
But, like, it has everything to do with the fact that my teeth weren't taken care of when I was younger. And admittedly, when I became an adult, it didn't get any better because I didn't have that foundation.
Right.
I didn't have that know-how.
Well, you didn't have the discipline or the knowledge of how to take care of them like you were supposed to, because you didn't do it when you were younger.
On top of the fact that, I don't know if y'all know this, but when you're a female and you're pregnant, your baby saps all of your shit. And when your body already doesn't make enough of a certain vitamin or mineral that's already in your body, even with prenatal vitamins, kind of kills yours.
Yeah.
They are a parasite.
That
I mean,
that is a controversial topic.
yes, it is. But it's like they sapped my calcium and destroyed my enamel on my teeth. And I know I'm not the only one. But the thing is when these people come on the internet, whether it be TikTok, YouTube,
Or
Facebook,
just people that you run into on a job site.
on a job site, like they will sit there and degrade you and make you feel like crap or make you feel like less than a human being because of the way you look. I guarantee you, if half these people on the internet that have made these disparaging comments or outright rude and uncalled for comments about me would actually get to know me, they'd be like, you're scary, but you're cool as fuck.
Well, a lot of what makes it so attractive to do it online is the fact of the anonymous being
anonymity.
That's the word I was actually trying to use, and I couldn't think of how to say it.
But
so like your fan's not working. That's what I was trying to say.
I turned it off.
No, what I'm getting at is like
They can hide behind that shield.
Exactly, and
people do it face to face too.
Yeah, but here's the thing: a lot of those people that do that are doing it because they're insecure about themselves. Like they find something wrong about themselves, and they don't like it. So, in order to avoid talking about it, or just avoid it in general, they'll sit there and find a target and try to destroy their self-confidence. I mean, it's a problem that's been happening for multi-generations. They just have different names for it, and it's bullying. That's what it boils down to.
And the thing is like people think that it can only happen with strangers on the internet and whatnot.
I don't know.
But family members do it too, and that's what pisses me off more than anything.
Once again, it comes down to the insecurity part.
And that's the thing.
I'm no psychologist or psychotherapist or anything to deal. I have no degree in dealing with the mind, but I read people, and I have enough of that knowledge that I'm like, okay.
I mean, look at Tippy.
Okay.
She's dealing with some shit that you should never deal with. Like, your mother should not be saying half the shit her mother is to her. Like, I don't like getting in the middle of family drama because I avoid parts of that family for a reason.
Yup.
But
I have that on my side too.
When you're sitting there and degrading the spouse of your child.
Well, when they are degrading your spouse.
No, I mean, even as an outside.
The way you said it made it seem like she was degrading her own spouse. That's not what's happening.
No.
Instead, somebody else
like her mom is degrading her spouse.
When a mother-in-law is degrading a son-in-law.
When any of that is happening, regardless of who is doing it, and that spouse or significant other is being pretty much treated like the redheaded fucking stepchild, and their child from a previous relationship is being pushed to the back burner and not given the same attention and time as the rest of her children.
Yeah.
It's kind of horseshit. It's kind of like what you dealt with as a kid. It's like you weren't biologically related, so you were pushed to the back burner.
Well, it wasn't just me. It was me and my sister.
You guys weren't biologically related.
She was given more attention than I was, and the other reason why is because she was the only girl.
And I mean, and that's the thing that annoys me is like, I don't give a shit who our children marry. If no matter who they love and who they marry, that is their fucking choice.
Yep.
I'm at least going to be an adult about it and be respectful until you cause harm to my child, and then I'm going to come unglued. But that's another story altogether. But you still don't treat your grandchildren like shit just because they are not biologically related. Children will see that, and then you'll be surprised. But I won't. They will want nothing to fucking do with you.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of like I love my aunts and uncles on my dad's side. I really do. I have a level of tolerance for each and every one of them that ranges. Um so like is how to put this? Growing up as a kid, I had my stepdad, my dad, and his side, and my aunts and uncles there, and I'd see them frequently. And then I had my biological dad, my biological father, that I would just see my great grandmother, my mum, and I would more often than I would see anybody else, right? So like my mum was one of the two or three women in my life that pretty much taught me a lot when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
But the other one of the other women in my life that taught me was my great aunt Rainey, my mum's sister.
You'll have to
One of
explain mums and
Mum,
stuff like
I
that
already
to
said
people.
it. Mum is is what I called my great grandmother. It was my grandma's mom, hence mum. And it's spelled mom. So, but my great aunt Rainey, who growing up as a kid we just called her Rainey, and my great aunt Flory, who we just called her Flory. They were my mum sisters. My great aunt Flory, she did not talk. She made noises, but she didn't really speak. I don't know
Not
if she was
fully formed words.
No, I don't know if she was mute or if she just chose not to. Like she literally did not, like, words did not come out.
And don't
Like
ever take
grunts,
that for stupidity.
Smiles.
Yeah, don't ever take that
chuckles.
shit for stupidity, because guarantee you half those people are smarter than we are.
Oh, she was like like the last time I saw her before she passed away, she was like 112 and had the grip of a fucking bear trap. Like she clamped down on
They be
my hand
crazy.
and was like, "Holy shit!" I went to go see her after not seeing her for a bit due to life and other things.
Yeah.
And I walked into the room of the nursing home that she was in. I'm like, "Hey, Aunt Flory," and she immediately, like, no time to like, I have to think about this. I have to do all this. No, immediate recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Woman's mind was a steel fucking trap, and so was her grip. Like, she grabbed onto my hand and held it, and I'm like, okay, that hurts a little bit. And I'm a big guy with big ass meaty hands. Almost said paws.
Oh, wow.
But she was gripping onto my hand like I was a lifeline for her, and I may have been. But I sat with her and I talked with her for a bit, and when I say talked with her, I mean like I talked at her. And she either nodded or shrugged or shook her head or, made approving.
She was a great listener.
She was a fantastic listener. My great aunt Reenie, I remember going over to her place on 4th of July, growing up as a kid, and we would go down to an apple orchard down the street from where she was living at. And we'd pick apples and then make a fresh apple pie that same day. And it would be out and ready at the end of that side of the family's, cookout that we would have. But the one thing that I refused to deal with, and it's because it made me so uncomfortable, was the fact that that side of the family, even at those cookouts, you could tell there were snakes hiding in the grass. There was such a toxic air about them. Like when you go to a family reunion, you're supposed to mingle with everybody because you're supposed to be reconnecting with your family, right?
But when you have them doing shit like this,
Oh no.
it's
They would huddle up in groups like they were in fucking high school and you
those
were with
stupid
your little
cliques.
clique groups. You know, you had, and it wasn't even just like, oh, the men are over here and the women are over here. No. There'd be like two grown ass men and two grown ass women standing off to the side, staring and looking over at another group of men and women, staring and looking at another group of men and women. Meanwhile, the kids were running around and whatnot, but like they would get pulled off to the side and, you know, stuff whispered into their ears. And then the children would start not playing as hard or as much with the other ones that they were there with. Like there is no family cohesion within that family or within that side of the family. And then when my mum passed away, I made myself a little distant. And then when my Aunt Flory passed away, made myself a little more distant. Until I got to a point where when my great Aunt Rainey passed away, I just like, nope, nah, I'm not dealing with any of this ever again.
Exactly.
And I have not spoken to, well, minus my nanny, my grandmother. I have not spoken to really anybody in that family or that side of the family in years. And I mean, I haven't really spoken with my nanny either, but that's a completely and separate, different reason, you know. But a lot of what it was that trollish behavior, that negative connotation, you know. And it was just, like, don't get me wrong, I like being a troll. Like, I like fucking with people. I like messing with them, but letting them know, hey, I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And playing around and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, like, harmful stuff, shit, I did this just the other day with you. I asked you, hey, I said something just yesterday on our way back from a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
I went ahead and I was like, hey, I said something the other day. Do you think I was rude in saying that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm an asshole, but I'm an asshole with a heart. Like, I care about people and I care about, you know, how other people feel. It just comes with being me. Like, I'll mess with the guys online. I'll mess with my brothers. I'll mess with our kids. You know, I'll mess with you. I mess with you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but like for me, trolling should be something that's like funny. Like, and not just funny for one person. Trolling should be something that's like, okay, yeah, all right, that yep, and then they chuckle about it.
Exactly. That joking around is one thing, but saying something deliberately to hurt somebody or to tear them down is fucking ridiculous. Like, I am so tired of Tippy's family being left for fucking nothing because she chose to be with someone who could take care of her and make her happy, and because of the lifestyle choices that they make together as a husband and wife, and that just because they are raising their children differently, they are raising their family differently, and they are trying to do things for themselves without asking for their help. It's like, oh, she doesn't care, she doesn't matter, and she never brings those kids over to see me, and da-da-da-da-da. It's horse shit. You live like less than 10 minutes away from her. You have a phone. You are more than capable of picking up the phone yourself as well. Like, you have no idea.
If you're like 10 minutes away, you have a vehicle. Drive over there.
Tippy sits at home with 4 kids,
Yeah.
trying to raise 4 kids.
Not by herself, but
Well,
she is alone most times because the husband's job puts him out of state.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like she's trying to do the best she can with what she has, with no help from other people outside of her husband.
Right.
And people want to bitch that she doesn't go anywhere and she doesn't go hang out with them, but they want to either A, degrade her or her husband while she is there. And he's not there to defend himself.
I wouldn't want to hang out with those people either. Fuck that.
Or it's always a game of, well, did you see what your sister did? Did you see what your sister did?
Comparisons.
Yeah, it's unfair comparisons because, yeah, Tippy has a lot going on, and if people would actually sit down and talk to her, non-biased, non-judgmental, not
So
just
pretty much how
listening.
I go into conversations.
Just listening,
Yeah.
they would find out that half the shit they think and half the shit they say is crap.
And not true.
And that's what I mean. It's like if they understood exactly how much it's hurting her with what they say, they would hopefully think twice.
Well, the problem is, and I will say this with confidence,
Some people don't give a shit.
a lot of people don't give a shit.
And that's the sad thing. It's like
This is a free
I don't
country.
get
I can. First Amendment protects my right to state my opinion. First Amendment does protect your right to have an opinion. It doesn't protect your ability to say it out loud, and it doesn't mean that other people have to listen to it.
And that's the thing. It's like, how can you have 3 children, treat the boy with I'm trying to think of how to put this.
Well,
Trying to treat your boy child like gold, even though he has had so many troubles
Okay.
with the law.
I want you to pause, and I do apologize for interrupting you. I want you to say what you said at the beginning of this current sentence, and then apply it to you.
No,
Yeah.
you don't even. And I'm not. No.
You had 2 brothers, both of which are fuck ups, and yet you get put at the bottom of the list.
Like I said, I don't understand it. And the thing is like they treat him like gold, like he could do no wrong. He's been in trouble with the law. He's been in trouble with drugs. He's
Is
been
he
in
the
trouble
oldest?
with alcohol. No, actually, I believe he might be the middle child, if I
Is he
remember
the
correctly.
only male child?
Yes.
That's why.
And then
A lot of
other girl child gets treated like gold and everything else.
Is she the oldest or is she the youngest?
I do believe she is the youngest.
That's why.
But it's like it's not only the fact that she's the youngest, it's the fact that like she doesn't step out of line. She toes that line with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she is late 20s, early 30s ish. I'm not 100% sure because like I said, I stay away from that part of the family for the most part.
Yeah.
But she pretty much toes the line. Anything her mom suggests, she does without question, without failure. And the one who questions the fact that I'm with somebody that's going to make me happy, I have a lifestyle that they don't agree with, I am raising my children to be productive members of society and not just bend over backwards for people that are going to do nothing for them. Making it equal amongst her kids. Because let's face it, one of her kids, she could give a shit. she has no biological ties to, but because she is married to her dad, and because her dad has custody of this child,
Hmm?
that child is hers.
Yeah,
She is her mother. Her mother is a piece of shit.
her biological mother.
Her biological mother is a piece of shit that chooses drugs and alcohol and ass over their own 3-year-old.
Yeah. Here's the reason that I believe. Now, I am going to back up real quick. The First Amendment does allow you to say things, but it doesn't mean that
It protects your freedom of speech.
It protects you from having your own opinion and stating your own opinion. It does not protect how other people see your opinion.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink.
Correct. But in regards to how they are treating her, right? A lot of older families have a very draconian or like very old school sense of family, right?
And I get that.
The firstborn son always takes priority, and is looked at very, very highly. The youngest child is also looked at, with priority and highly, because it's the last of the next generation for that family. But
Yeah.
typically, the oldest, if it is not a male, will be looked at with a lot of scrutiny, and especially if that oldest has their own opinion. I mean, growing up, for people who grew up in like medieval times, right? The people who lived in that and all that. Anything that the family said was pretty much gospel. We're feuding with this family because of this wrong. And all of the family was expected to go along with it, up to and including the children. And if one of the children chose not to, they were ostracized to a point of they either fell in line or they were kicked out of the family. So, unfortunately, how a lot of families that do have that old school style, like very old school style of directing and dictating their family, will go ahead and if somebody does not fall in line, then I can say whatever I want because they don't get my shield or umbrella of protection even from family.
Yeah.
Because they're not adhering to family values.
And see, the thing is her spouse, Tippy's spouse, was well loved, well liked, everything, even after they got married. It's only since they started seeing the bullshit that was going on and the massive difference between the way they were treating him and the other son-in-law, or his daughter versus Taylor's, or versus Tippy's kids, versus how other kids were treated. Like, it's insane. And then making underhanded comments, like I said, trolling and saying things just to be hurtful and take a stab at Tippy just because they finally started seeing the bullshit and standing up to you people.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's like, she loves her mother. She really does. But like I told her, I was like, you can love somebody and not be able to stand them at the same time.
There's only so much bullshit somebody could take.
And there's only so much underhanded comments that somebody can take. I mean, right now, stay where you're at, because I know you're going to listen to this later. It's not worth it. Take care of those babies, and no going to fight people. Get the hell out of there. Like, just, it's not worth it.
Moral of the story.
Stop being dickheads.
If you're being a troll and you're messing with people and they are having fun with it as well, fine.
But if you're going to say degrading and
You're-
hurtful things to people,
Stop being a bully.
don't be a dick.
So, I guess the next thing.
I think I want to end that subject
What?
there because my brain is just like on fire right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep people out of jail.
Here we'll move on to the next one, which I have most of an idea.
You didn't finish your idea?
Nope.
Okay.
This is me we're talking about here.
Luckily, we like bunny trails.
Living wills, or wills in general, because you were discussing or talking about your sperm donor and wills and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess we can make this brief because we both kind of have the same opinion on it.
There are certain things that I will fight tooth and nail in court on a will from my parents.
Wills in general are a good idea, especially living wills, because
Yeah.
if something does happen and you were to just drop dead, having that set up so that way there isn't any fighting over your shit after you're gone, you need to do that, because the only thing that's going to end up doing if you don't is fucking throwing everything into fucking chaos. I mean, yeah, even now, like, even with having one, there's still a bit of chaos because, well, I want this and I'm hoping that I get this, and they don't get it, and they're like, well, wait a minute, you're not going to make everybody happy all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think having a will and having a living will, which I don't 100% know what that is.
Living wills are more in place for, like, if I was to go into surgery and something happens during surgery, that type of deal.
Okay. So, like, you're still alive.
Yeah.
You're just not
It's decision making.
functioning.
Yeah.
Power of attorney.
Unplug my shit.
No. Power of attorney, pretty much. That's what a living will is.
Pretty much.
Okay. Wills in general, though, are like, unfortunately, I've had two that I was kind of a part of. I mean, I know that it happens, with life comes death.
Yeah.
And all that kind of shit.
The only two things in life that are guaranteed is death and taxes.
Actually, I want to add a third thing, and that's dealing with stupid.
Yeah, that's just in general.
But, no, like, wills are put in place, and I think my personal belief is wills are put in place that way people can remember. Like, if you get an object or an item from somebody who's passed on, and they will it to you, like they give it to you after they've died,
it keeps a memory.
That's what it's meant to do. It's kind of like
and to make sure their last wishes are followed.
Yeah, what's that? Dios de la Muerta.
Dia de los Muertos.
Whatever.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, the little thingy, Coco.
Coco is a great movie if you haven't seen it.
What is that thingy that they set up?
The Ofrenda.
Yes, where they can keep the memory of that person, and their belief is that if you keep that memory, then they stay around.
They're in the land of the living.
No, they're
not
still
the
in
land of the
dead.
forgotten. No, the land of the living is the section.
It's the land of the dead. But if they can go to the land of the forgotten if they get forgotten.
And that's the thing, is like you have to keep those memories alive. And that's what wills are for. But there are certain things, like I said, I will fight tooth and fucking nail for. Because my parents' military flags, because they will both be buried with military honors.
Because they both served in the military. Obviously.
Their flags will go to one of us kids.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. That woman he's been married to has nothing to fucking do with it. I will fight tooth and nail for that. My mama's cookbooks. My mama's a phenomenal banquet chef. That woman has cooked since, well, before I was born.
She was cooking while you were being born.
Yeah, let's face it. That woman was in labor with me and still didn't stop working. Like, I will fight tooth and nail for those. Like, her recipes. Because she created something that this other woman, my stepmother, should have nothing to do with. And I'm sorry, those will come to me.
Yeah.
Just like my parents' flags. Those will come to me.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what will happen if she gets a hold of my dad's. She will be like, oh, this isn't something that I really care about anymore. He's dead. He's gone. I'm just going to give it to Goodwill. Or I'm going to burn it.
Well, I mean...
So, it's just like...
wills in themselves,
I don't know.
I think, like I've stated, are more there to help remember the ones who have passed. Like, I still remember my mom. I still remember my nonna and papi, and all of that. And for them, that memory won't ever fade. See, and this is where I say it's a kind of an incomplete thought because I really don't have anything else to say past that. I mean, we both believe that wills are a good thing to have.
Yes.
You know, and making sure that things are left to people instead of those people fighting over what is left behind is you want to prevent a problem before it becomes a problem.
Yeah. And then again, there are people that will still fight over things.
Well, I feel that I should get more because I did this, or I feel that I should get this just because, or I deserve more because of my relationship, yada yada. And you see movies, and I've read enough Reddit and Tumblr that's like, no, that fucking shit happens. Entitled people will entitle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't
know. So, was there a third thing? You must have something.
No. Actually, you know what? I do.
Okay.
Mammograms fucking suck.
So, the doctor's appointment that Midget's talking about, or that we had talked about, was a mammogram that she had yesterday.
I kind of forgot the last 2 years. The first one I had was during the shutdown of the pandemic because of the history of cancer in my family. Yeah. And then I completely spaced out. Like, I was supposed to have it every year. So it's been about 3 years since I had one until yesterday. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But, I mean, you've been doing stuff here. You've been giving yourself exams.
Yeah.
So, like, I am telling you this right now. They are not going to find anything, and you're going to be good.
Oh yeah.
You won't. You
I have no doubt about that.
You have like what, a couple of days or something?
Yeah. Usually 3 to 5 days.
Yeah. But it's in part of taking care of yourself. I mean, I do my own check. You know, every day or every other day, once a week if I forget, and it's bad that I forget.
Yeah.
But life it's about once a week. Not every
happens.
Day, sorry.
Life happens and things get in the way, but I didn't realize until my doctor's appointment with my actual doctor, my primary care doc, that it had been 3 years. I could have swore it had only been a year, but nope, December of 2021.
Yeah. But you have to take care of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you catch it early enough, then you don't have to worry about it, and it doesn't become huge later.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, well, shit, now what?
Yeah,
now
and
I have
that's
to write
the thing.
My will.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I flat out told them that if they find anything, they're taking both of them. I'm not leaving a chance of having only a single mastectomy, being a one boob person.
Oh.
and having something develop in the right side. I told them if they find anything, you're taking both.
Yeah.
Because I ain't about to leave my kids without a mom because
Or leave me with the kids.
they want to fuck around and find out.
And I'm not saying that no, it's an inside joke between you and I.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like sometimes docs get it and sometimes they don't. I mean, some people that get it and are like 100% like, yeah, I would too. I don't blame you. Like that nurse yesterday. She completely understood where I was coming from because of the fact that, she's like, I understand. I was like, I've got a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 19-year-old that still need their mom. Granted, they're very independent and very intelligent children.
And very opinionated.
But they
come to you a lot more than what they go to their dad.
And that's the thing is like, I still have kids that I want to be around for. I'm getting ready to turn 40 in just a couple weeks.
We also have like adopted, quote unquote, adopted kids.
Oh, good Lord. I'm a mother of many. Like, at least 60. There are teenagers that'll walk in and be like, hi, Mom, haven't seen you in a couple years. What the fuck? Who the hell are you? Oh, I remember now. Like,
TT, for example.
Like, I am the mother of many, many kids. I'm a grandmother of 2 children that are not biologically my grandchildren, but they're still my adopted child's children. And I mean, I consider them my grandkids. Those are my grandbabies. My oldest grandbaby, he has called me grandma since he could talk. But it's like, dude, like I still have plans with my life. I still have people to annoy.
That's not me.
Oh,
not
no, it is you.
Me.
No, like I have plans for my life. I have things that I still want to do. If you mention that big ugly C word, take my shit. I don't care. Like they took my uterus and ovaries
Crab
for the
apples.
same damn reason.
Cranberries.
Like they found precancerous cells on my ovaries.
Colombia.
Fucking take them.
Coffee.
Stop. You know exactly which big C word I'm talking about.
Cucaracha.
Stop.
What? It's a long C word.
But no, it's like I still have fucking plans with my life. They found precancerous cells that could or could not have developed into cancer on my ovaries, my uterus, my cervix. Guess what? Take them the fuck out.
Yep.
I don't have periods anymore. Thank the fucking Lord.
Well, but you have the hormones.
Oh my God, the hormones. The hormones. Taking the hormones is the worst part about it. But the thing is, I'd rather take the damn hormones and develop a beard that could rival yours.
You can't rival mine.
Yes, I can.
Mine is majestic.
But it's like, I told them then. I was like, I don't want any more kids. If I want any more kids, I will adopt. Which, since then, I've adopted like 50 billion, it seems like. But, like, I told him. I was like, I don't want any more biological children. I don't need the pain. I don't need to suffer anymore. Because I was, like, deadly underweight.
You were going through, you had a daily pain that was, like, that deep internal, like, well, fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, so they finally listened about 6 years ago, and finally, 6 or 7 years ago? No, my hysterectomy was in 20.
I don't remember.
It was the same year. It was the same year you had your knee surgery.
I don't remember.
But no, about a month and a half after he had his knee surgery, I had my full hysterectomy, and it's just like, I have things to do with my fucking life. I don't need to worry about that shit. So if they tell me, oh, they found a mass and they want to take a biopsy, nope. You can fucking take both the titties. I don't give a shit. I will straight have no titties and go get tattoos. I will straight get a boob job.
You'll get tattoos anyways.
Oh, well, yeah, let's face it. I will get a boob job to replace my titties. But you tell me that there's a possibility I may have cancer? Fucking take them both. I don't want them.
Yep.
Take them and throw them up against the wall. Watch them slide down. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that actually brings up a good point. Is like, if you are sitting there and you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and you have to make sure that you are handling things in a way for you to stay healthy. Like making sure that you are doing, if you are, I mean, even guys get it. Like, you want to be checking yourself for lumps in your chest. You want to be checking yourself below the belt, for abnormalities or whatnot. You want to do this that way you can take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is first and foremost. You got to take care of yourself in order for you to take care of other people, and that's something that I've had to learn the hard way over the many years that I've been on. I say many years, but like over the years that I've been walking this planet. And you want to go ahead and make sure that you're healthy enough, if so that way when you are helping out somebody, you can help them out with 100%, not just half-ass it. Like, if you are worried about if you're worried about something that's going on in your own life, you're not going to be able to put your full attention on helping out somebody else or doing something for somebody else. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of your health. You are wanting to make sure that you're doing screenings and pre-screenings and, checking, doing that once every couple of weeks, feel around for any sort of abnormalities, or if you are getting like random pains in locations that you don't really injure, you want to figure out why that's happening, so that way you can get it taken care of and treated before it gets worse. And that's the biggest thing that I've personally had to deal with, or come to grips with, is I need to take care of myself better, so that way I can continue to help people out as much as I like to. There was a time where before I had my knee surgery, that it didn't matter that my knee was throbbing. Somebody needed my help. So I'd get up and I'd go ahead and I help that person out. And then like there was one or two occasions where while I'm helping that person out, I just fall over because my knee can't my knee can't handle the weight and the strain that I was putting on it, because it needed to be fixed. And now it's just like, yeah, I will help help heavy stuff. I will help put down heavy stuff. I will drive somebody out somewhere, and all that kind of stuff. But that wouldn't have been possible for me had I not gone ahead and finally taken care of myself. It's a give and take. You have to take care of yourself in order to give somebody your full undivided attention. And you want to make sure that when you do take care of yourself, you're doing it the right way. Like, go to somebody who's gone to school and has years of experience in dealing with it. A lot of new age style medicine, there's a lot of like essential oils and crystals, and like, if that's what you believe that'll help you out, then that's what you believe. Not what I believe, but you want to, even if you see one of those people, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, go to somebody who you normally wouldn't and see what they say. And that's the best way to do it, because they have no history with you. They don't know you from anybody else. And they're going to be able to give you an unbiased opinion on what's going on. Like, I always, if I have to, I will, in any sort of decision or any sort of, hey, I need an opinion, I'll go to somebody who has nothing to do with a scenario. They are an outsider in the world that this confusion, I guess, is in. Like I'll go to a friend of mine and be like, "Yo, so here's the thing," and I'll explain to them what's going on. I'm like, "So what's your opinion? What do you think?" And they'll tell me straight up, like, "Look, I don't know anything else other than what is being said, but here's what you should do." And then I'll go to another friend and tell them the same thing, and 9 times out of 10, that other friend is going to give a different opinion on from the first one. And you want to get these second opinions, you want to get these third opinions in regards to taking care of yourself medically, so that way you don't have to worry, and you can, once you get everything taken care of that you need to get taken care of, you can then focus your full attention on helping out somebody else.
Exactly. But that doesn't only apply. And this is my opinion. I'm pretty sure you're going to have the same one. It doesn't only apply to things that are deadly. Like,
No.
I get chronic migraines.
Yep.
Like, really bad ones that will put me down for a couple of days sometimes.
Yep.
Hasn't happened in a while, but...
You better knock on that wood.
Yeah, right. But when you have a doctor and a neurologist that are like, well, we can't do anything for you. You've been on this medicine, this medicine, this medicine. The only thing that's left is Botox injections in your scalp or
Burning
right behind
out,
your eyes.
burning nerves in the back of your head.
Burning nerves in the back of my head, or daily injections that I give myself at home, or, I have gone to my primary care doctor, neurologist, actually a couple of neurologists, and nobody will look into what the cause is. They won't order more tests. They won't put me in the hospital. They won't do more scans. They won't do nothing.
That's because you don't have the green, and we've talked about that.
Yeah, we've
before.
talked about the fact that having Medicaid and being able to pay for insurance are two totally different things. But they won't order any more of these tests, even if it is paid for by Medicaid, because they don't see a point. Well, there is a huge point. Let's figure out what the fuck is going on and what is causing these migraines so we can solve it once and for all. Because I don't want to depend on drugs to control my migraines for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah.
And it's like my primary care doctor, looks at me like I'm a fucking pill popper every time I walk in there, because I'm like, look, we need to do something. And in the meantime, we should probably stick me back on my breakthrough medication. And she just won't hear any of it.
Nope.
Like, she won't give me anything for the breakthrough medicine.
Well, it's funny.
But then they bitch because I take too much ibuprofen.
Well, it's funny because the last time that I went with you to go see your primary care doctor,
Fucking hysterical.
I was like, she was explaining stuff to you, and I just asked a question. So you're not going to do anything past what you're doing right now? Well, it's a little more. So you're not going to do anything past what you're doing right now. Well, there's nothing. So you're not going to actively try to do something different than what you're doing right now. No. Cool. We're leaving. And as we were walking out, she pulled you back. And
Yeah.
Didn't she ask you like two? Didn't she say like two things?
And she said, maybe I'm not the doc you should be working with.
And what was the second thing? Was it like asking if like you're safe or something? Like she was trying to get you away from me. Like, are you in a safe look? Like, bitch, no. He's just sick and tired of you not doing fucking shit either.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like
maybe I should visit your primary care doctor with you the next time you go. Maybe then something will happen.
Yeah, no, she ain't gonna do shit. You know this as well as I do.
I know.
Like, I'm just over it because I can never seem to get the help, and people wonder why nobody trusts the medical system here in the U.S.
Oh, a lot of Canada has it right. I'm just saying that right meow.
Right? And see, here's the thing. Canada's medical system is not perfect. Like, once you hit a certain age, if they don't see profitability in and when I mean profitability, it's not monetary. It's they don't see
Productivity.
they don't see, like, say you are having problems with your kidneys and you're like 87 years old and your kidneys shut down and you need a transplant. They're not going to do the transplant if you're over a certain age because
You're old.
it's not even
I mean,
really
they
because
do it. They do that here too.
and no, and it's like
Yeah.
if you have the money here, they're going to do it regardless.
True.
But like Canada, even if you have the money, they're going to be like, okay, the survivability is only about 5 years. With this at your age, you know, this is not something that's going to be. It's going to be
forever.
it's going to be a long road to recovery. You have other medical problems. They don't waste precious resources,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they help people.
Right.
It's a strange way that they do things, but they've got it right. Like,
Yeah.
Trudeau's still an idiot, but
Yeah.
like they've got that medical system right. The NHS, it still be done right. Like, I could walk in.
Well, same thing with England.
Yeah, and they're the product of the same thing. Like,
Well, Canada is a product of England's because they're still ruled by the crown.
and that's the thing is, like, if I was a Canadian citizen, I could walk in to an emergency room, or A&E as they call it, and I can walk in there and be like, look, I've had these debilitating migraines for years. We've tried this, this, and this. What else can we do? And they'll get me in for testing right away.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get me a medication to help in the meantime.
Maybe we should take a trip up to Canada.
They'll figure something out.
Maybe we should take a trip up to Canada.
Right. Maybe we should become Canadian citizens, eh?
I'm not sure about that one.
That's the only way you can get into part of the NHS.
Yeah.
Is to become a citizen. But no, like, and that we've covered that before. It's a long road that we don't want to walk down every single time we open our mouths about this subject, but they're doing it right. So, I don't know.
Moral of this topic, make sure to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Once you start checking, if you're a dude, start checking below the belt.
Check your bean bags.
If you're, not a dude, make sure you check your bean bags that are above your chest or above your waist. But just take care of yourself. Make sure that you're checking, and if you're having an issue, talk to a doctor, like an actual licensed physician.
Yeah.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap it here because I don't have anything else on my Brian.
I will say this as a closing statement. Mammograms are a necessary evil.
They still suck.
They still suck. When you have 22 pounds per square inch pressing on your titties, they hurt. But in the end, it's worth it. It's necessary. It's evil. Anyway.
Anyways.
See you guys.
So we'll see you next week. Don't be a dick. And, don't forget to love each other either.
Yep.
So, anyways, bye.
Bye.